My County Lines Taskforce deploys all across the railway network at set locations and on key routes that are driven by intelligence for County Lines activity. We see a lot of young people, and on the 16th of October 2020 the team were deployed at Eastbourne in Sussex. There they encountered a 16-year-old boy that looked like he was involved in County Lines. He was dirty, he was a little confused. The officers spoke to him and then they searched him, and they found a mobile phone and a small amount of cash. He was arrested for being concerned in the supply of Class A drugs on suspicion. From that phone, we managed to establish that he was being controlled and coerced into County Lines activity and was working as a courier of Class A drugs in Eastbourne for a line called the Blue County Line, which was operated from Hastings and operated solely within Sussex. From the phones, we identified 3 individuals that were involved in exploiting that child. Those phones took us all over the country, and when we did ultimately arrest those individuals, we saw that the network spread right up to Birmingham and the West Midlands and all across the south coast as well. The 3 men that were arrested were called Cargbo, Farousa and French, and they were involved with a county line, and we established from our colleagues at Sussex Police that they had been arrested for being involved in the Blue Line, which operated within Sussex. At the time of that arrest, one of the men, French, was found in possession of a small amount of crack cocaine and heroin. One of the men, Cargbo, was found with some advertising of the Blue Line with a phone number on it, which was actually what we would call the deal line. And the other man had a mobile phone top-up receipt, which related to a mobile phone number which we recognised as that of the Blue Line. We pieced all this together through connecting mobile phone technology, and we ended up identifying several phone handsets and different SIM cards that were all linked to this line. We arrested the men in 2020, one of whom was in Northamptonshire in Kettering and was operating and working for a different line in the East Midlands. All 3 men were arrested and they stood trial in December 2020, not just for being concerned in the supply of Class A drugs, but also for human trafficking of the 16-year-old that we had encountered at Eastbourne. These are very, very serious offences under the Modern Day Slavery Act. Ultimately, 2 of the men, Cargbo and Farousa, pleaded guilty to human trafficking and criminal exploitation of the boy that we'd seen at Eastbourne Station in October, and they received custodial sentences. Cargbo received a sentence of 4 years 9 months, and Farousa received a sentence of 3 years 11 months. Why this is important for us as a task force is that it encapsulates everything that we're trying to achieve. We're aiming to stop young people being exploited through County Lines activity, and then get after those and get upstream and investigate those that control these young people and make their lives a misery. In this case, not only did we secure those convictions, which were the first for the force, but we were also able to secure slavery and trafficking protection orders for both Cargbo and Farousa. These were the first for the force, and it's a relatively new piece of legislation. Those restrictions will stay with them for 5 years upon release, and it means, hopefully, that they will not be able to exploit young children again.